Let's talk about when you can and cannot trade during news events with Take Profit Trader. Now, as you scroll down on Take Profit Trader's website, you get brought to a page that has a lot of the rules out there. We can see right here, if, for example, in the test account, when you look right down here under news, there is no news rule. However, in the Pro and Pro Plus account, both of these accounts, there are news rules around when you can and when you cannot trade. However, before we jump into that, later in this video, I'm going to share with you guys how 4 lucky winners can win Take Profit Trader 50K test accounts. And last but not least, I want to remind you guys right now, Take Profit Trader is having a 40% sale off all their evaluation accounts, 0 activation fee. Use code Epitome at checkout. So now that we know we're all clear to trade in the test account, where do we find which events we're allowed to trade in the Pro and Pro Plus account? Well, if we come right up here to where it says knowledge base, click on that. And what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to click on where it says Pro account. Now in the Pro account, under where are the rules the same, click on that. And then right here, bring it to the section right here that says news rules. All Pro accounts must be out of all positions and have no open orders 1 minute before, during, and after the news event. And that's very critical. You want to make sure this part, especially, I can't tell you how many traders I've talked to that had open orders and they ended up failing, even though they weren't in a trade. You cannot have any limit orders or anything out there resting 1 minute before, during, or after. Now, if you're trading the equity indices like the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, or even the Russell 2000, here are going to be the key things you need to focus on. One is going to be the FOMC statement announcement. And it just so happened yesterday was the FOMC day. And during the live stream, I had a lot of questions. Now, if you guys don't want to miss the next time I go live, make sure you subscribe. You have the bell notifications turned on for all. But right down here, you can see we had the Fed funds rate. That came out at 2 o'clock, along with the FOMC economic projections in the FOMC statement. So the 2 o'clock news item is when we need to be out. So essentially, we have to be out flat, no open positions by 1:59, and we cannot open another new positions till 2:01. Now, to err on the side of caution, I like to add an extra minute for it, just in case the clocks aren't synced or whatever. So for my personal preference, I'd want to be out by 1:58 and do not look to open a new trade to at least 2:02 p.m. Now, when Jay Powell was speaking during the press conference, we had no restrictions around that time period. We're allowed to trade the whole entire time. And it even says right here, you are allowed to trade through the Fed speakers. Also, you're allowed to trade through the FOMC meeting minutes. So when we get the meeting minutes, that's not the same as the FOMC statement. Then we also have the non-farm employment numbers, which normally come out at the first Friday of every month. And you can see right there, that comes out at 8:30 a.m. And then the CPI, and that can be quite wild out there with the CPI. All other news events, we're allowed to trade if you're trading the equity markets. However, if you trade crude oil, you got to worry about the crude oil inventory numbers that come out. If you do trade bonds or whatnot, you do need to be mindful of the bond auctions. They're prohibited, the 10 and 30-year bond auctions. So just be mindful of that. However, is there another way without having to go through the FAQ that we can actually see what news events are allowed or not allowed to be traded? Well, if we go right into the back end, once you log in, right under where your name is, on the drop down, go ahead and go right down here to where it says calendar. It'll bring you right up here. Now, each month they have the areas highlighted that we are not allowed to trade. So if you're trading the equity markets, we really can't trade on the 5th of September, which was non-farm employments. We couldn't trade during the CPI news event, which was on the 11th, or the FOMC statement, which was just released yesterday. Okay, so now I know what you're probably asking. Well, Mike, I know there's a news rule in the Pro account and the Pro Plus account, but are the rules the same across both of those accounts? Well, I think I know the answer to that, but just to be safe, let's go ahead and double check. Right here, I'm going to go right back up to knowledge base. I'm now, instead of going on the Pro account, I'm going to go to the Pro Plus account. And then right here where it says Pro Plus account rules, I'm going to select that. And if you notice right down here, rule number 5, news rule. All Pro Plus accounts must have no open positions 1 minute before, during, or after news event that follows. And they talk about the FOMC, they talk about the NFP, and the CPI. So the news rule in terms of the Pro and Pro Plus account are exactly the same. If you're only in the test account, you do not have to worry about the news events. Now, let's talk about how you can win a Take Profit Trader 50K test account. Now, in order to win, you need to go ahead and make sure you are signed up to the email list. It'll be linked in the description box down below where it says sign up giveaway. Click on that link. Then when you go ahead and enter your first name, last name, email address, please make sure you put in the YouTube username that you use on this channel. Then I need you to comment in this video 2 hidden words that are in this video that is very hard to see, so you need to pay very close attention. The first 2 people that type in those keywords in the comment section down below will win a 50K Take Profit Trader account. Make sure you put the timestamp where you saw the keyword. Now, for the other 2 accounts to win, you need to go over and watch this video, Take Profit Traders, 3 hidden rules. And in that video, you need to comment what is the first hidden rule that I talk about in that video. I'll be announcing all these winners during Sunday's video.